Okay, good morning. I finally got FSD beta 10.6.1. I got it overnight, so I figured it'll be a good opportunity to evaluate some roundabouts and just the beginning of my general drive to work. So yeah, hopefully it's a smooth drive. I'm wondering if it's actually gonna. Okay, yeah, so it asked me to accelerate to get it going. That was interesting, right? So I guess there's certain turns or certain highway intersections that FSD defaults to the driver, so noted for the future. But yeah, so I'm hoping for a smooth ride, at least to the first leg of my drive to work. I guess the key thing is that I'm going to avoid the highway, right? So I'm going to stop it right after the two roundabouts that I consider to be troublesome for FSD. The first roundabout is actually pretty good for FSD. Why? Because my assessment is that there are lane lines that make it ideal, right? The second roundabout is a little bit more tricky, but it seems like 10.6 actually handled that one pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see how 10.6.1 does. It also seems like 10.6.1 is a little bit more, let's say, warning. It provides a lot more warning for attentiveness, which I think is interesting. Because it's, it's like, well, what's the right way to evaluate driver attentiveness? I don't think it's there's clear-cut answers. I think I keep hearing all these indications that the governance authorities, right, like HSA and NTB, they are not fans of Tesla's approach, and they're trying to encourage additional safeguards. And I think Tesla is trying to balance the safeguards with user experience, right? So, like, what's the right answer? I personally am a fan of the tilt wheel approach, but then I think the thing I'm more conscious of is the warnings, right? So the warnings, Tesla has gone away from the full auditory and they now have a visual warning. Sometimes when you're looking in another direction or when you're looking straight, you don't see the visual warning because it's white. And then you get the auditory. It's a little all over the place, and I hope that they normalize what that looks like. I don't know if you all have noticed, I've been kind of just talking, and the vehicle has been executing some phenomenal maneuvers. Everything from the right turn you saw back there, the left turn, to maintaining proper lane alignment. But yeah, I'm optimistic though that all those warnings will disappear by next year, hopefully. With the pace of change we're seeing with FSD beta. I think the difference between 10.6 and 10.1 is not apparent for me yet. I would say it seems like the vehicle's a little bit more intentional and aggressive with some of its movements. Of note, that major left turn that you saw in a major intersection, they just kind of saw it, no one was there, and just kind of went, which was legal. But that was pretty positive to see. Alright, so I mentioned the NTHSA and the NTB, I think National Transportation Board. Alright, so those are at the federal level. I'm not sure how legislators govern at the state level, but I would hope that state and local municipalities don't get too restrictive on regulating autonomy. I think the big thing is, are there accidents occurring? If there are not accidents occurring, then we're good, right? That's the hopeful approach, but I don't know if it's that easy. But I think Tesla will probably need some help in the form of people advocating for a little bit more, let's call it freedoms on this autonomy journey, right? Not just freedoms, right? They're just general advocacy from the public, right? Saying, hey, I like this technology, I want it to happen. But obviously I don't think that's fully how it works. The hope is that the government bodies will apply a more rigorous scientific method to ensure we're all being safe, beyond it just being random recommendations, but more evaluations, right? Because Tesla's approach is a little bit interesting, right? So they're using machine learning, and which it seems like the types of algorithms they're using, some aspects of them are like a black box. So meaning that it's not easy to explain what's actually happening. Actually, before I continue that, this is the first roundabout, so let's see what happens. I'm going to try to do nothing. We all know that that's not necessarily the right answer. Oh, perfect. Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay. So it's interesting. There were 3 lanes. It was somewhat faded. Autopilot looked like it was going to stay in the middle lane, but actually went to the left lane, which was okay, and then entered the roundabout. This is the second one that I'm very curious to see what happens. I would tell you, I always have my foot on the accelerator just to hasten. Again, this beta seems to be much more aggressive, and I don't know why it's stopping, but I get it. Don't freak out. Oh, please make this right turn without friction. Okay. Wow. I don't know what to say. It got better, got worse, don't know. Actually, it seems better, right? So if you look at my other videos, there's been all kinds of reactions in that circle. It seems better. So what does that mean? I can tell you right now, 10.6.1 is a lot more intentional about movements, which is probably the right answer in the grand scheme. And I'm only saying that because I think that other drivers are going to expect they tend to expect other drivers to be decisive and move. And it seems like FSD beta was extremely decisive in that circle, and I'm okay with that. I didn't feel like that situation was not safe. All right, well, thank you so much for spending this morning with me. I hope you liked the discussion and the drive. Please drop some comments if you have any questions or any viewpoints. I'll be very interested to know. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day. Bye.